mean, again, some of the places pointed on a map couldn't do it for you, but but we've sent it there.
So I do have some McGunks queued up now off of the first Punks for a Princess CD, actual physical CD compilation, and a band that's been in this very studio, I might like to add. And the name of this track by the McGunks is Who's Laughing Now?
Who's
A double shot of local music here on the Tony Jones Show. Colourblind is who you've just heard from. Flood of Swine, the name of that track. And then before that, we heard from the McGunks, a band who has been in this very studio, Who's Laughing Now. And then I just want to remind everybody that we kicked off the program today with Kevlar Bikini. They're from Croatia, Rats and Copycats. You can get that track over at punkaid.org. The Tony Jones Show continues. I am the best of the best, the creme de la creme in alternative media. Tony Jones. With me is my co-host, George Garner.
Yes, indeed.
Don't forget to check out facebook.com/Tony Jones Show, TonyJones.org. If you are in a local band, click on the contact page. Send me your radio-friendly content. Now, we have Tony Soly in studio, Punks for a Princess, his nonprofit helping out kids' charities. Speaking of radio-friendly content, he does have the compilations out, and unfortunately, not much radio-friendly content. We had to pick through, and we realized that I have the first CD here, and there's a little piece of paper that says 4 and 10, and this is that has been jammed in this CD since Tony was on my old show. And 4 and 10 were the two clean tracks, so I jammed a piece of paper in there so I wouldn't get myself in trouble.
I think that was, 2010?
That was a while ago.
It was a while ago.
That station is so long ago, that station is no longer with us. It's no longer on the air.
I wonder if there's a connection there, though, between punk bands doing something for a good cause and feeling that they have to prove how obnoxious they are by including more swears than usual. So, if there's some kind of ratio to that, good cause swears.
Well, I mean, there's always, the jokes around what's gone out of business since we started. I didn't know I had a radio station under my belt as well.
Yeah. No, I showed up there one day. I had keys to the building. I put my key in the building. Nothing happened. And, that was it. It's sitting abandoned over in that neighborhood there. Very depressing to think of a huge station like that just giving up the ghost.
It's downright silly to see all the abandoned space in this city, I'll tell you.
Oh, it's insane.
I mean, just getting off on a slight tangent for a second. Yeah,
it is insane.
Yeah, I mean, all the use that could be made out of its factory spaces, its business spaces, I mean...
Plenty of space. But let's build something new.
Yeah, let's build something new and leave all this stuff standing among the weeds.
That's exactly. Let's build. It's like maybe that's what it looks like in Croatia. Maybe that's what Kevlar Bikini is looking out of their practice space and seeing.
Well, at least they had the excuse of our B-52s whatever they were, dropping carpet bombs on the provinces doing it with no military assistance at all.
It's funny too to think that. With the technology, like we were talking about before we listened to the music, I mean, people are hearing my voice all over the world. Now that the Tony Jones Show has the iTunes thing going on, it's amazing to think that even maybe 10 years ago, what we do, what Punks for a Princess do, I mean, it was possible, but not to the extent that it really is today. And it's cool to me. For you, Tony, the international outpouring or the international support, that's going to be cool that, here you are, a local charity working in New England, helping out these children's charities, and people all over the world want to support that.
Yeah, it's great. I always think back of when the accident first happened, and I was, we were trying to throw something together really quick, and we had reached out to a bunch of Rhode Island and Massachusetts and New Hampshire bands, and just trying to get something in the living room at the time.
Wow, there's a name.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of history of trivia, a little bit of trivia later.
Speaking of a pile of rubble,
right?
That's when it was open.
But one of the first people that I had reached out to, Jeff Morris of the Bruisers and of Death and Taxes, my pipe dream of being a teenager again and seeing the Bruisers one more time in a little dive club, and obviously it wasn't possible, but Jeff had wrote me this great. I still have it today. It's in my dresser. He wrote me this note about family and growing up, and it brought a tear to my eye. It really did. And Jeff's been a great supporter ever since, and there's a Bruisers and a Death and Taxes track on this volume too. But it's amazing because when I get down or I think, do we want to go another year, right? Because it comes up. I mean, it does.
Sure,
you have a bad year or whatever. And that's kind of like what 2012 was. Do we want to go another year? And, I bust out that note. I read it. I reach out to some random person, whether it was, the Gonads from the UK or Vice Squad from the UK, and they're like, yeah, of course we want to do it. And no questions asked. They send us a song, and there we go, there's volume 2.
Right.
So, I mean, everyone, one thing I will say is, these bigger name bands that are on volume 2, there's probably about a half dozen or so on there. And they were all local bands once, and I'll never forget what the local bands have done for us and continue to do for us. And that's why you look at our comps and they're flooded with, local bands from throughout the world now, because the internet's giving me that opportunity to do it. I mean, there's a band on there called Murder State, bunch of teenage kids from Canada. Who would have heard them? Just some other kids in Canada.
Well, I guess it's a rule of life that, once something, reaches a certain tipping point, in your case, in a positive way.
Right.
I mean, more and more, whether it's bands, whether it's no matter what, more and more people want to be associated with it.
Yeah. Right.
So in a way, I guess, the startup phase is the most difficult.
Right. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm sure you guys have had it in the industries you're in, and it's, do you want to keep going? Do you want to, like I said, that's why this year, I took the step back, and, everyone that's been helping out, I mean, Josh from A Dying Breed, I mean, those guys, The Dying Breed's been great with us. They've held, we're going to sell X amount of T-shirts. Funds are going to you to help you guys out, help out with expenses. Mike Wanter down in on the Red, Black, and Blue radio show down in Jersey on Internet Radio, he's putting together a compilation of Wretched Ones tribute album. And proceeds from that are coming to us. So, nice. I mean, it's been great. We're not just Providence anymore, and right. Providence is our home. I love it. And, the support I get here and we get here is amazing, and the amount of help we can give. But on the same token, it blew up, and it's been great.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, though, that the bigger it gets, the more effort is required to keep this whole big project afloat.
It's tough, and it's funny because I was really lax about like a website, right? like technology.
Who needs that? That's silly. Yeah.
So I was a little lax on the website sort of thing, and I opened up my email, or actually I opened up Facebook probably about 2 or 3 months ago, and someone posts on there, hey, there's an other folder in your mail. I'm like, I didn't know that.
What does that mean?
Exactly. So I go into the mail on Facebook. I open up the other folder, and there was an offer to do something out in Vegas. And, we missed it by about 7 months because I didn't know there was another folder. But, yeah. I mean, the opportunities and the potential that it has been phenomenal. And live music's been suffering. And we discussed this off air about local venues suffering and closing their doors. But, I mean, music's something that sticks with me. And, we incorporate music into everything we do, and we incorporate local bands into everything we do. And, everyone says, oh, local bands, well, they're not from Providence. Yeah, but they're a local band somewhere that you've never heard of, and you're going to hear them today,
Right.
And that's cool with what you do have out for the Volume 2 Punks for a Princess compilation, is you can pop that in and hear